Hello, lovely people. How's it going? I hope you are doing well and you are ready for Walpurgis. I'm not. So we're going to start with the Yisang Ego, Solemn Lament, one of my freaking favorite abnormalities in the goddamn game. So this is making me happy, but also it means maybe Monday Gregor might get the ID. Do you know how happy that would make me? Oh. But anyways, let's start with this Yisang Ego that I'm going to have to get. So this obviously is going to complement the ID the Yisang has, which is actually such a great syncing ID. Definitely recommend getting it. It's just so much fun and looks great. But I'm excited to see how this is going to buff that ID. So let's take a read. So Ego info. All right, so we've got Solemn Lament. Oh my god, I'm seeing a lot of red coin. Okay, so 5 red coin, Solemn Lament, Unfocused Volley. When inflicting Butterfly using the skill's effects, chance to flip heads, percentage chance to inflict the departed. If the unit did not inflict the departed, inflict the living instead. Gain clash power for every X sinking and both Butterfly on the main target. And if Lobotomy Ego Yisang Lament skill used this skill, here we go, here's the buff. So before attack, gain a random assortment of Gloom, Resonance plus X, the living and the departed. Attack end reload. Glorious. So 5 unbreakable fucking coins. So random butterfly sinking, gloom fragility on the 4th coin and gloom resist down this turn and next turn. We love that. And then on 5th unbreakable coin, spend all the living and the departed on self, inflict sinking tremor, inflict the butterfly the living, butterfly the departed, trigger tremor burst, and then reduce target's tremor count. Holy shit. And then deal gloom damage equal to the sum of both butterfly on the target, and then deal gloom damage equal to the living departed spent by this coin and this coin's final damage. Oh, all right. Okay. You know, we could save some damage for someone else, but we're not going to do that. Holy shit, that is goated as hell. Oh my god, I'm so excited. And then the Ego Corrosion skill. So it's indiscriminate, targets randomly, only 3 coins. So actually, this seems a bit stronger. So gain clash power for every X sinking and both butterfly on the main target. Before attack, gain highest resonance and attack weight, and then before attack, lose base power for every cracked coin. Oh, okay, so unbreakable coin, inflict butterfly the living. Same again on the second one, butterfly the departed, and then gloom fragility and gloom resist down this turn and next turn. And then unbreakable coin, the third one, sinking tremor, tremor burst, and then reduce target's tremor count, and then deal gloom damage equal to the sum of both butterfly on the target and deal gloom damage equal to sinking on the target. So it seems like using this ID, not corroded, especially if you've got the Lobotomy Ego, like Solemn Yisang ID, this is definitely going to be your boosty great. Like, this is definitely going to help. I think this is more helpful if maybe you're not using that ID and you're maybe using a sinking, like, Yisang ID. Like, that might be better, but, like, I think in general, this is very, very much targeted towards helping boost sinking damage and your sinking count on your enemies for a sinking squad. But the Lobotomy Ego, like, Solemn Lament Yisang ID is one of, like, the better IDs for a sinking squad for Yisang. So, like, this ID is very specifically targeted to that. I haven't used the ID in a while, actually, but this definitely seems to be giving it quite a boost. So I'm actually really excited to try it out with that ID, because I actually love the ID, and I'm really curious to see what the passives are. So let's take a look at the passive. I just keep staring at me, so pretty. Oh, right. Okay, so for the Ego passive, so the wilt winged butterfly feeds upon the pauper dew in misted breath. That is a mouthful. If the target has butterfly, gain clash power. On hit against targets that have X sinking and both butterfly, inflict butterfly the living and butterfly the departed. So we'll find out more about that here. Always active, Lobotomy Ego, Solemn Lament Yisang exclusive effect. So on hit, base skills inflict tremor on target. This identity counts identity that inflicts tremor and sinking. This identity's base skill counters skills that inflict tremor and sinking. I do always forget about the tremor aspect of the ID, because usually I just relate it to sinking, but there is definitely tremor aspects. And to be fair, considering that we do have a few new IDs that actually are tremor IDs, it actually might be, like, I wonder if we're getting this to kind of get us to pull this ID back out to add into these squads. This is going to be interesting. And there's also another one as well. So maximum cap increased for the sum of the living and departed potency and count. After reloading, heal SP and discard X base skills attack of the lowest rank in all this unit's skill slots, except goodbye now, a sorrow in you. Oh. And then turn end, if the unit had a defense skill equipped this turn, heal SP. Turn end, when staggered, recover from stagger and then reload, excluding 4 staggers. Oh, that's really good as well. Ooh, okay. Okay, they're definitely giving some like oomph to this ID. See, it always makes me wonder though, I wonder if they do this with certain ones, not only to make them like stronger again, because obviously as we progress in the game, but I wonder if it's kind of making us be a bit like, hey, tremor sinking is going to be helpful. Hey, next canto, maybe build your tremor sinking teams. And I'm just like, you got it, I will. The living and the departed, so unique ammo, consumed for certain skills. Whether the living potency or the departed count will be consumed is randomly selected. Some attacks cancel if this unit runs out of ammo. But the good news is that this has got a load of reloading shit in it, so I don't think you need to worry about that. So Butterfly, unique sinking. The potency and the count of this effect are called the living and the departed respectively. When hit, the attacker heals the living X SP. When hit, if this unit's SP is at less than X, take sinking potency X gloom damage. For every X value of the departed, deals half damage to targets without SP. Turn end, gain sinking equal to the living and convert the living into the departed. No external effects can raise the amount of butterfly inflicted. Inflict additional sinking effects. Inflict additional sinking instead of additional butterfly. And then this effect expires when both the living and the departed reach 0. Right, okay, got it. And then reload. So effect applied to the living and departed. Consume X, the living and the departed on self, YSP. Reset both of them on self to 0, and then gain the max value of their sum based on the probabilities listed in the passive I see the dying butterfly. And then on reload, gain at least 1 of the living and the departed. I definitely think I need to go back and read through Yi Sang's ego again, sort of like the ID again, because some of these effects seem quite like it's mentioning a few which are specific things that he does. So I think this is actually going to change the way you play him slightly, which is fascinating. So yeah, that's interesting. Okay, I'm excited to try this one for sure, but this definitely seems like it's giving a buff, but it also seems like, I don't know if the living and the departed was something that we had before. I don't remember seeing this before, but I definitely think that this is something that I think has been added to this ID, and this like ammo aspect has been added to this ID, and so I'm curious to see how this is going to work going forward. But yeah, I'm excited to try this one. I definitely want to get this ID. He just looks so good. Like, the ego. He looks so good. So, I'm excited. I absolutely love the Yuna, like, Faust design. I just think it looks so cool. It's very unique. I saw, like, a lot of people saying this, but I completely agree. It's a very unique design for Faust. And I really like that. It's very different to anything else we've had for her so far. So, yeah, and, like, even just the way the attack skills look are really different. It's great. So we've got skill 1, flash at sunup, skill 2, butterfly slash, skill 3, eject, defense stigmatize, and then we've got seconded offensive, eject high noon, and then dismemberment at high noon. Holy shit, also got red coins in here. Okay. And then heat proof coat is passive, Sion Bay is passive, Fewer Falter, Stigma Workshop passive, and then the Lone Fixer passive. I see a lot of these things sound very familiar. I feel like that is absolutely, definitely a card that you could get in Ruiner. They probably all are, but I definitely remember Flash of Sunup. I remember that card. So, yeah. All right. I'm excited to give this a read. Flash of Sunup. So, oh, Burn and Tremor. Interesting with the Tremor. Okay, because obviously with the Yi Sang, there's Tremor in there as well. Cool. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so, and also, to be fair, Burn Tremor is also with the thumb is Burn Tremor as well, so interesting. Flash of Sunup. So gain final power for every X Burn Tremor on target. Gain Fire Butterfly Coffin. Gain Clash power for every X Fire Butterfly Coffin. X Fire Butterfly Coffin. What a mouthful. That's so hard to say. Reuse the final coin. Love that. Inflict Burn and Burn count inflict Tremor. Okay, so it seems like this Fire Butterfly Coffin is part of the moves. So butterfly slash, so gain final power for every X Burn Tremor on target, gain the coffin, for every X coffin, gain clash power, reuse the final coin, and then for every X fire butterfly coffin, inflict burn count on target, inflict tremor count on target, inflict tremor, and then for reusing on hit, inflict burn, and then again, trigger tremor burst, then reduce target's tremor count. Oh, so it can reuse this coin twice. Ooh, that's a pretty good skill. So for eject, so at X fire Bloodify Coffin, activate as eject high noon. So if you have a certain amount, it'll do this one instead. And then gain coin power for every X burn tremor on target, gain the coffin for every X coffin, gain clash power, inflict burn on target, inflict tremor count on target, reuse the final coin. There's a lot of reusing the final coin with this ID, which is great. Inflict tremor, trigger amplitude conversion into tremor scorch. Oh, we got more tremor scorch. Okay, I think this is definitely like some IDs that can be used with the thumb, which is great because we don't have a full thumb squad yet. So we're getting there. I think only 3 IDs at the moment have thumb IDs. So this, like these 2, I'm guessing with the Gregor, are going to be ones that we can use. So potentially you might be able to make a Tremor Scorch squad at the rate we're going. I'm not sure if any other IDs have Tremor, like burn to make Tremor Scorch, but interesting. Trigger Tremor Burst, then reduce target's Tremor count, and then reuse on hit, inflict the burn. And then for skill, for the other ones, so we've got seconded offensive. So apply the following effects based on the fire coffin stack. So deal more damage for every X stack, gain firepower for every X stack, inflict tremor count, and then inflict burn. So it would seem with this one, you want to kind of use your skill 1 and skill 2 to gain these coffin. There's probably going to be some passive that will also, you'll also be gaining the coins that way, but it definitely seems like you want to use these 2 and then use your eject, but when you have enough, it'll do this eject instead. So, but if you gain them this way too, so potentially you can use your skill 3, and then if you get lucky enough to get another skill 3, you can do this one. Like I said, there might be a passive, so we'll have to have a look, but yeah. And then for the eject high noon, so this is if you have enough of these coffins, so you deal burn on self and burn on target percentage damage counted per target. Apply the following effects on target for every hit of this skill, so inflict burn or tremor. If target has no tremor scorch, trigger amplitude conversion into tremor scorch. Oh, fun. And then gain clash power, gain coin power. Oh, there is more, to be fair. For every coin power and clash power for every X burn tremor on the main target, inflicts burn on all targets, inflicts tremor count on all targets, attack end, and then inflict power down next turn on all targets hit, gain battle instinct, gain overheated coffin, and then you got 3 unbreakable coins. Reuse this coin. If this unit has battle instinct, deal burn potency on target X damage, and then you trigger tremor burst and then reduce the target's tremor count. Wow, a lot happens here. This is just on use as well. So this isn't even if you hit, this is just on use and then attack end. Oh man. Sorry, I didn't actually see the 2 down here. So hang on. Actually, I don't know where that skill is. No, that's a counter. What's that then? Because it's not got a skill thing on it. Interesting. Oh, I don't know what this is then. I'm presuming it's an alternative to a skill 1 then. But it's interesting because it's a different... It doesn't kind of fit with anything else. Oh. I actually don't know what this is, because normally it'll be like skill 1... Yeah, like this. Like it would be like skill 1-2, but it doesn't even... It just says on use, but I don't know how you'd use it. Okay, that's interesting. That one I don't know about. I thought it was a defensive skill, but no, these are the defensive skills. So ignore what I said before, but I don't know how you trigger that skill. So we'll have to keep an eye out for seconded offensive. Interesting. Unless it's just like something that activates if you have enough of the coffin, because I don't think it decreases the coffin, does it? No, it doesn't decrease the coffin. It just happens, but it is a coined attack. Interesting. Maybe it's just like something like that happens. Okay, so for the clashable counter, sorry, this is clashable counter. So stigmatize, so clashable counter, combat start, gain fire Bloodify coffin. Before use X Bloodify coin, activate as dismemberment at high noon. Oh, so you can activate as this instead. Wow, okay. So yeah, you really want to be getting these fire Bloodify coffins. So if this unit has overheated coffin, the effect above does not activate. Right, so you can't use this and then use this. That's not going to work. So if you can use this and then this, that's fine. But depending on your amount of coins, you've got to be careful because, or the coffins, because yeah, if you have too many, this will activate as this. But if that activates as that, then you can't use that while you've got that on. So I don't know how long that takes to go, but Yeah, so gain coin power for every X burn on self, lose burn on self, clash win, lose burn on self, and then inflict burn, inflicts tremor. So it's still a fine move to use, but you probably want this instead. So dismemberment at high noon, unfocused volley. So deal missing percentage on a self percent damage. Oh, so lower HP, better. Deal burn potency on target damage, counter per target. Apply the following effects on target with a hit of this skill. So inflict burn or tremor. If this target has no tremor scorch, trigger amplitude conversion into tremor scorch. Okay, so on use, gain clash power, gain coin power and clash power for every X burn and tremor on the main target. Inflict burn count on all targets, inflicts tremor count on all targets. Oh, so this is, yeah, focus volley, attacking everyone. So consume up to X burn on self and heal Y burn consumed HP. Oh, that's fun. Okay, consume all the butterfly coffin and then gain battle instinct and then reuse this coin. If this unit has battle instinct, deal burn potency on target percentage damage, trigger tremor burst, then reduce target's tremor count. So it's kind of like you've got two opportunities to use quite a high powered attack. So ideally then, what you want to do is you want to build these fire butterfly coffins with the skill 1, skill 2. When you've got enough of it, you either use your skill 3 to set this off, or you use a clashable counter to then do this one instead. So you kind of have two chances at doing quite a powerful attack, and they both attack everyone. So yeah, that's actually really cool. Obviously, they have slightly different things, but this one actually seems to be slightly better from the defense, because not only do you attack everyone, you heal, and also you gain battle instinct as well. Yeah, and you also do tremor scorch, so like it's still helpful as well. And then after you've done this one, when you've then built up your fire butterfly coffins again, because this consumes all of them, you can then do this one as well. But this one seems like something where, like, when Faust is of lower HP, that's when you want to do this one, whereas this one might be one that you want to do more regularly, because you don't lose all of your coffin with this one, I don't believe. That's really cool. I'm still a bit confused about the secondary defensive. I don't know what this is then, but it's just there. So maybe it'll tell us in the passives page. So yeah, let's have a read. Okay, so the passives. So heat-proof coat. So upon entering the encounter for the first time, gain fire butterfly coffin. Cannot be staggered or fall below 1 HP due to burn damage, which is good because she inflicts burn damage on herself. Take less damage from burn effects. At less than some amount of HP, take even less damage from burn effects instead. Oh, that's nice. See, that's interesting. This is actually the second ID that Faust has where she does burn damage to herself, I believe. So, Sionbe. So, if the Dawn Office fixer Sinclair is on the field, activate the following effects. Dawn Office fixer Sinclair gains High Noon. It turns start if Dawn Office fixer Faust is defeated, convert High Noon on Dawn Office fixer Sinclair to Loneliness at High Noon. Oh, so that's going to be this. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so this actually buffs the Sinclair, which is actually really cool. So fewer falter Stigma Workshop. So combat start. When this unit has battle instinct, gain X fire butterfly coffin. So that's from doing your skill 3 or your defense, like when it's converted due to these. When other office identities meet the following conditions, Dawn Office Fixer Faust uses the secondary defensive skill against the target enemy, right? So this is the one that I was confused about, the green one. So at base attack end, if the enemy that was hit was staggered, use secondary defensive against that said enemy. Does not activate if the enemy was already staggered before the attack of said skill. Use secondary defensive on the hit enemy at attack end of the following skills. Prioritizes staggered targets. So at the end of Gregor's Dawn Split or Crack of Dawn, or Sinclair's Stigmatize and Blazing Strike. Right, so it's a follow-up attack for their attacks if the enemy was staggered by them. Oh, that's actually sick. So if Dawn Office Fixer Sinclair is on the field, on hit using reuse coins of the Dawn Office Fixer Faust base skills, deal additional wrath damage equal to burn on target, cancel activating burn. Right, having these three together is definitely going to be required because they're going to buff each other so much. Support passive, the Lone Fixer. So combat start, if there is only one surviving identity, including backup units, the said identity gains offensive level up and defensive level up. Oh, man. Oh, I love how they write these, like, canon things into, like, story beats, because obviously, like, they're like a little family, like, and they all care about each other and stuff. Like, I like how they write things in there where it like gives them buffs or debuffs and stuff. It's so clever. So Fire Butterfly Coffin can gain up to X stacks per turn. On base attack skill hit, gain stack. Turn end, X stacks, gain burn next turn equal to half of the surplus stacks past X. At X stacks, gain burn and burn count instead. So Overheated Coffin, turn end, gain burn next turn, this effect expires. Right, so it's only for a turn, so you can use your skill 3-2, which is the one that will cause this, and then it will end after a turn, so that's fine. Battle Instinct, but you can't use the defense skill 2 when you have this. Battle Instinct, gain min-max speed. Base skills inflicts more burn potency and burn count on enemies. Skill Eject deals more damage, and then skills Eject High Noon and Dismemberment High Noon deal more damage. Got you. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, because I think you gain Battle Instinct from using those 2 higher moves. I think they're the 2, like the 3-2 and the defense 2. I think they're the 2 that you gain Battle Instinct with. So that's actually really cool that then, yeah, you get more buffs from that. And with Eject, I think that's your 3-1 skill. So it would make sense because you can't use those. But if you can get to the point where you can use these again, awesome. High Noon. Gain min speed. On base attack skill use, gain base power and deal more damage. Apply the following effects to Sunset Blade. So on final coin hit, if target has X burn, activate burn on the target, then reduce the target's burn count. Apply the following effects to Blazing Strike. So deal more damage. On use, convert all coins into unbreakable coins. On hit against enemy, activate burn on target, then reduce target's burn count. On use of Volatile Passion, consume up to Y Scorch Field. Deal more damage based on Scorch Field consume. So this is the one that here, this is the one that Sinclair will gain. So these are to like buff Sinclair, which is great. That's actually awesome. And also the fact it's going to convert his skill into unbreakable coins. Cool, cool. I'm not mad about that at all. But Faust obviously has to be on the team to gain this buff. So I think he only gets buffed if you've got the Faust. I'm presuming the Gregor might give him some buffs as well, but it's really interesting that they're using other IDs to like buff that ID. Loneliness at High Noon. So this is if the Faust dies, I believe. I don't know if he gets it if... Yeah, if the Dawn Fix Faust is defeated, convert High Noon on Dawn Office Fix Sinclair to Loneliness. So, gain min speed. On base attack skill, use base power and deal more damage. Apply the following effects to Sunset Blade. So, on final coin hit, if target has X burn, activate burn on target, then reduce the target's burn count. Apply the following effects to Blazing Strike, deal more damage. On use, convert all coins into unbreakable coins. On hit against enemies, activate burn on target, then reduce it. And then on use, consume up to X Scorch Field, and then deal more damage based on Scorch Field consumed. When this unit takes damage that brings its HP down to 0 this turn, this unit's HP cannot drop below 1 for the turn and recover from stagger when stagger-induced damage. Damn. So, Sinclair basically becomes a little bit unkillable for a turn and a bit tanky. Nice. I also wonder, is this something that he gets, like, permanently, or is this something that's for, like, a turn? And then Scorch Field, so stores all burn damage dealt in this zone, resets when moving to a different zone. This value is shared by all characters. Right. Interesting. Okay, so... that's really cool. I like the way that they've done the buffs for the Sinclair. I'm curious to see if the Gregor has the same thing, but I like that these 3 are units that all support each other, and the fact that I'm presuming the Gregor's also going to have Scorch Tremor. So yeah, I think they'll be good to use with Thumb, I believe. So I'm really curious to see what Gregor's is and if he has some similar skills. So yeah, let's read his now. My God, he looks so good. Okay. I'm so excited. Right. Flash of Sunup. That is definitely a move. I remember that from Runa. Sunset Blade, Dawn Splitter. Yeah. I'm fairly certain these are all cards that were in Runa. And then Guardian. Oh my God. And then Crack of Dawn. Yep. And then Heat Haze. Oh, and then we've got Fixer at the Crack of Dawn, Dawn Office, Morgan Fleur, Stigma Workshop, and then Stigma Workshop Prosthesis. Oh, okay. He's gonna have some skills, I can tell you right now. Okay, Flash of Sunup. So gain final power for every X burn tremor on target. At X Light of Daybreak, this skill gains an extra coin 2 as an unbreakable coin. Oh, okay, so this is probably going to be his thing. Got it. So inflict burn, inflict tremor count, inflict... yeah, so he's burn, he's like tremor scorch as well. Got it. Okay, so Sunset Blade. So gain final power for every X burn tremor on target. At X Light of Daybreak, gain the following effects. So this skill gains an extra coin 3 as an unbreakable coin. Fucking hell. On hit against the extra coin, trigger tremor burst, and then reduce target's tremor count. So inflict burn, tremor, and then inflict burn, tremor. So technically it could be like... like this is a 3-coin skill and that could be a 4-coin skill, and they're both unbreakable only if you have a certain amount of light of daybreak. Oh god, okay. Oh god, okay, interesting. Right, skill 3, Dawn Splitter. Look at this. Oh, love it. Right, Dawn Splitter. So deal burn on self. Oh, it's self burn and then burn on target damage. Apply X protection on Y random. Fuck off, he's got protection as well. Random other allies. Prioritize allies that do not have protection. Among them, prioritize the Dawn Office allies, which makes sense. Before, use X Light of Daybreak, activate Crack of Dawn instead. Oh, which is this skill too. Okay. Gain coin power for every X burn tremor on target. At X Light of Daybreak, gain the following effects. So, gain final power, convert all coins into unbreakable coins. So you can make skill 3 this basically the same as that. Fucking hell. Oh my god. And then on final coin hit, activate burn on target and then reduce target's burn count. See, that's interesting because if you have a certain amount of X Light of Daybreak, you activate this anyway. But then if you have a certain amount of this, you then activate this and make it unbreakable coins. So I wonder what the number difference is for how much you have to have for activating this and then activating this. Curious. Or if there's something you have to use. I don't know. Okay. Interesting. So on final coin hit, activate burn on the target and then reduce the target's burn count. Apply Dawn Herald on all allies next turn. At X Light of Daybreak, apply Y additional Dawn Herald. So inflict burn, tremor count, amplitude conversion into tremor scorch, and then trigger tremor burst and then reduce the target's tremor count. So then if you have a certain amount of Light of Daybreak, you then activate this skill instead. So skill 3-2, Crack of Dawn. So you deal more damage for every X excess attack weight beyond the thing of actual targets for focusing counterpart. Oh. Apply protection next turn on X random other allies, and then you prioritize the Dawn Office, but it could be on anyone. At X burn, gain coin power. Gain coin power for every X burn tremor on the main target. Activate the following effects. Apply Dawn Herald next turn on all allies. Consume up to X burn on self and heal. Love that. Love that. So you definitely want to be doing this one, yeah. Percentage of HP. Consume all Light of Daybreak on self. Because that's the only downside is with this one, you consume all of this Light of Daybreak, where you don't with this one. And then you unbreakable coin, so inflict burn, tremor, burn, trigger amplitude conversion into tremor scorch, and then trigger tremor burst, and then reduce the target's tremor count, and then you activate burn, and then reduce it. Wow, okay. I'm really curious what this Dawn Herald is. So for you defense, so clashable counter, I was literally gonna say, I wonder if he's got assist defense, because of he's got so many buffs, and with this protection as well. I love that. See, same again, I love, like, it's interesting that we've got, like, Gregor's now got another ID that has protection on as well, because this is his like second one, I think, that has protection. So combat start, gain assist defense. Before use, X Light of Daybreak, activate Crack of Dawn instead. On use, gain Light of Daybreak. On use, gain final power for every X burn tremor on target. Clash win, lose burn count. Skill end, lose burn potency. So inflict burn, tremor, and then burn count. And then if you have a certain amount of it, you do this one instead. So heat haze. So, which is also an assist defense exclusive skill. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. So this is an assist defense. Okay, exclusive skill. So gain Light of Daybreak, gain protection, gain coin power for every X burn tremor on target. At X Light of Daybreak, all this coin use Crack of Dawn skill this turn. That one, okay. Convert all coins in the skill into unbreakable coins, so inflict tremor, inflict burn. So if you have a certain amount of Light of Daybreak, and you use this, but then how would you do that? Because if you use this, if you have enough X Light of Daybreak to activate Crack of Dawn, and you activate this, you consume all of it. So then say you did like your first move, you did this and had Crack of Dawn, you then wouldn't have any Light of Daybreak left to convert this to this. So I don't know how you'd activate that bit. But with this, if you just had a certain amount of coins, so say you did Dawn Splitter, you could then do your clashable counter afterwards, and then you'd have Heat Haze. So I don't know how that bit would work, because you wouldn't have any left to do it with. But yeah, because you don't gain any Light of Daybreak from this skill. Yeah, but you do gain Light of Daybreak from... I actually don't think you do gain it from that one. You gain it from here, and you gain it here. Unless, because it's on use, depending on how much Light of Daybreak you gain, if you've used this and then you use this afterwards and you gain enough Light of Daybreak, then you could activate this. But I don't know quite how you do that. So it depends on how much Light of Daybreak you're gaining. And I suppose it depends how many turns Gregor has as well. Like if you're soloing, for example, he's going to have a lot more turns to gain Light of Daybreak before using a defense skill potentially. So yeah, okay. I think that's how that would work. But yeah, it seems that like you don't actually gain Light of Daybreak from doing these skills. You gain it from your defensive skill. So I think this is one where doing your defense first, because you also gain the assist defense, is helpful. So I think you do your defensive skill first, you gain some Light of Daybreak, you probably gain some from going in, we'll have to read the passives, and then you gain assist defense anyway, and then going forward, because you've then got assist defense, you can, and as you're gaining Light of Daybreak, you then can, it'll then change into this defense too. But I'm presuming you get Light of Daybreak, it must just be a passive that you're getting. Because yeah, it seems that you want to build up your Light of Daybreak to just use it on this, and then when you've got a certain amount, it'll activate this instead. But yeah, it seems like you gain it a different way, because the only time I can see you gaining it is in your defense. You don't gain it through doing anything else in these, so it must be a passive. All right, let's read his passives. Right, so these are the passives for Gregor. Let's take a read. So Fixer at the crack of dawn. So upon entering the encounter for the first time, gain Light of Daybreak. Right, yeah, that's how you get it. So cannot be staggered or fall below 1 HP due to burn damage, takes less damage from burn effects, and at less than a X percentage, take Y damage from burn effects instead. Okay. So, Dawn Office. Upon entering this encounter for the first time, if there are X allied Dawn Office identities, including this unit on the field, apply Dawn Office stack on all Dawn Office identities equal to the number of Dawn Office identities on the field. So, if Sinclair's on the field, activate the following effects. So, Sinclair gains from Dawnbreak to Sunset, which is over here. Turn start, if Dawn Rep Gregor is defeated, convert it from Dawnbreak Sunset into Blazing Sunset. And then if Dawn Office thinks Sinclair is less than 50% HP, apply Escape Apparatus on this unit. Fuck off. No. Oh, that's actually sick. Oh, that's so clever. That's the thing that we saw in the trailer. Oh my god, I love the way they write these things in. But also, I'm sorry, but from those effects that Faust is giving him, and then the effects that, oh my god, I'm so excited to see how tanky this unit is going to become. Oh my god, I'm really excited. Okay, that is cool though. But 50% is actually quite high. Damn, okay. Interesting. So, Morgenführer, so Stigma Workshop. So if this unit has Dawn Herald, gain Light of Daybreak on hit using base attack skills. Right. So you get Dawn Herald from doing your skill 3. Was it skill 3? Hang on. Oh no, now, wait, hang on, let me check. Right, yes. So you gain Dawn Herald, so you have to do your skill 3 to gain Dawn Herald. And once you've got Dawn Herald, you can then gain Light of Daybreak on hit using base attack skills. So what you want to do is you want to basically get in there, you want to do your assist defense. Then when you've got enough, you want to use your skill 3. And then when you get skill 3, then you get Dawn Herald, and then you can basically start building your Light of Daybreak up high enough using your base attack skills to then be able to use the other defense, like assist defense counter, which is the higher one, and also the other skit like 3-2. So that's how this unit works. Right, okay, got it. So, when other Dawn Office identities meet the following condition, Dawn Office Rep Gregor uses the Flash of Sun skill against the target. Oh, okay. Oh, so he doesn't have like a separate one like Faust does. He has, it's just his like skill 1, I believe. Right. So, at base attack skill end, if the enemy that was staggered is hit, use Flash of Sun up against said enemy. Does not activate if the enemy was already staggered before attack of the said skill. Oh, so they just like follow each other up. And also, you'd probably gain Light of Daybreak from that if you've got Dawn Herald because it's a base attack skill. Sick. That's actually really cool. At attack end of the following skills, use Flash of Sun on the enemy they hit, prioritizes staggered targets. So the Dawn Office fixes Faust, eject High Noon, dismember High Noon, and then Dawn Office Sinclair, Stigmatize or Blazing Strike. If Sinclair is on the field, on hit using extra coins added to Dawn Office Rep Gregor's base skills, deal additional wrath damage equal to burn on the target enemy, counts as activating burn. Wow. Alright, and then so support passive, Stigma Workshop Prosthesis. An ally who has the highest HP inflicts tremor on hit against targets that burn. If enemy has X burn, trigger tremor burst on the final coin hit, then reduce target's tremor count. Oh, cool. So I'm not gonna lie to you. This is bad news for everyone because in a way, you not only, if you don't already have the Sinclair, to maximize the full potential of this ID, you not only need the Sinclair, you need the Faust. So you kind of need all three, which for Walpurgis identities is kind of terrifying because obviously they can be really hard to pull. And also you can't buy them, if you want to shard them, you can't do that until the next Walpurgis, which is like months away. So it's great in a way for the IDs themselves if you get them, but I mean, you could probably make it work if you have like 2 of them, but the Sinclair, for example, is going to get massively buffed from having them both. So having them both is going to super duper benefit anyone that can get them, but I still reckon they're going to be quite strong. And also, like I said, we have a couple of Tremor Scorch IDs already, so these can definitely be units that you can use with those. However, it's going to benefit you even more to have all 3 on your team. So Light of Daybreak. Anyway, so let's finish reading this. So can gain up to X stack per turn. Turn start, gain X burn for every Y stack, and then gain Z plus burn count for every W stack. On hit using base attack skill, gain X burn on target /Y stack, and then X stack base skills inflict more Y burn posty on enemies, and then X stack base skills inflict more Y burn count on enemies. But also, they also have their own buffs and benefits, like your first 2 skills will have an extra coin from having a certain amount of Light of Daybreak, so there's definitely benefits to this, for sure. So Dawn Herald, so base skills that inflict burn posty counter unique burn deal more damage. If the said skill is a wrath skill, deal even more damage. Base skills that inflict burn posty count or unique burn gain clash power. If this unit is a Dawn Office ID, gain base power instead, and then turn end lose X stack. So the Dawn Herald on your skill 3 is a skill that will be applied to everyone, or at least some of your allies, I believe, after Gregor uses skill 3, but he will gain it and then he will be able to gain Light of Daybreak from doing base attack. So yeah, but it seems that it's going to increase your like burn potency, but if they're in a Dawn Office ID for the Faust or the Sinclair, they gain base power, so it's going to make them even stronger. So Dawn Office, so gain X offense level for every Y stack. Turn start at X stack heal Y SP. Turn start if all other allied identities have Dawn Officer killed, expires. Oh, so this is only useful. Right, so same again, this is like something that is helpful for the Dawn Office ID specifically. Okay, from Dawnbreak to Sunset. So this is the one that Sinclair gains. So if this unit has 3 stagger thresholds, remove the first stagger threshold. Oh, that's nice. Turn end. If this unit is staggered, recover from stagger, and if the unit is at uptie 3 or higher, replace one of its base skills with skill 3. Oh! Fucking hell. Excluding 4 staggers, prioritize the skill of the lowest rank. Turn start, heal SP. Passive, unstable shell of ego effects. Base attack skill effects and volatile passion effects cannot reduce this unit's SP below X. When in volatile ego, wax and pinion state. So I think that's when the wings come out. Gain the following effects. So turn start, gain shield equal to X of max HP. When this unit hit with this unit as shield, inflict burn against the attacker and then activate Scorch Field on this field. Blazing Sunset. So I think this is if Gregor dies. I believe, where is it? It should say here. Yeah, so if he's defeated, convert that into Blazing Sunset. So this is if he dies. So if this unit has 3 plus stagger threshold, remove the first one. Turn end. If this unit is staggered, recover from stagger, and if this unit is uptie 3 or higher, replace one of its base skills with skill 3. Turn start, heal SP. Passive, unstable shell of ego effects, base attack skill effects, and volatile passion effects cannot reduce this unit's SP below X, which is nice. Turn start, enter the volatile ego wax pinion state, heal HP, heal SP to max. Volatile ego pinion state is maintained even when this unit is 0 or lower SP at turn start. When you're in that state, you gain the following effects. So you gain shield equal to X percentage of max HP. When hit while this unit has shield, inflict X burn against the attacker, and then activate Scorch Field on this field. So Escape Apparatus, so this is the one that Sinclair has if Gregor's on the field. So when this unit takes damage that brings its HP down to X, this unit's HP does not drop below X for the turn. Turn end. Recover from stagger, retreat from the encounter, excluding 4 staggers, which does not count as death. In chain battles, give this unit slot as a substitute unit and move to the rearmost place in the backup unit's deployment order. Escape from the encounter entirely if there's no other backup units remaining to swap places within the next turn. So if everyone else is dead and the Sinclair is like the only other unit left, he won't come out. When returning to battle, return in the order they retreated in. When returning to battle, return with the same amount of HP and SP this unit has when it retreated. Eliminate all effects on self save for a few. If this unit has less than 0 SP when retreating, reset to SP to 0 instead. Oh, okay, so at least, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Oh. See, that is probably the downside, because if the Sinclair... So basically, like, if the Gregor dies first, the Sinclair won't have this, and this will happen. But if the Gregor's still alive and then the Sinclair gets below 50% HP, this will happen. And it's obviously a canon event, but in regards to like when you're doing a fight, sometimes having lower HP just happens. So it's one of those things where it's like when it's like with the Honglu ID that can retreat the Heisho. It's like, that's fine, but it's also quite annoying sometimes. And I think also, like, there's an Ishmael ID that can retreat as well, like, and I think there's a Rhodian one that does too. Like, it's not a bad thing, but also sometimes it's not always, strategy-wise, the most helpful thing, because sometimes you do just need to take a bit of damage to give a bit of damage, you know? So 50% HP as well is actually quite high. I would have maybe preferred that to be a little bit lower, but also, as long as they come back, I don't mind too much. But it's only because I don't think the Sinclair itself, obviously there's a couple of buffs, but I think it's more the Gregor and the Faust buff the Sinclair rather than the Sinclair buffing them. There's a lot more of them buffing the Sinclair up, although obviously they do gain effects from Sinclair being there in the first place. But yeah, it's yeah. And then Scorch Fields, the stores all burn damage out in the zone, reset to move into a different zone, the value is shared by all characters. So yeah, like, it's definitely an interesting one, especially if you only have the Sinclair. Like, say you had only had Gregor Sinclair, losing the Sinclair from the field is not the most helpful thing, because you're going to... I don't know if that would technically take off this Dawn Office effect, because if you didn't have the Faust, you wouldn't have anyone else on the field. So, like, things like this, you're not going to gain anymore. Okay, well, regardless, I mean, I really want them all. I mean, you know, I think that's safe to be said. I really like the Tremor Scorch. Feel like it could work quite well. I think it would work well with the Thumb identities, which is great because obviously these three, and then you got Myrtle, Rhodian. Sinclair does technically have a Thumb, but I don't massively use them. I do also believe, who else? I'm trying to think who else even has Tremor Scorch. I know obviously the Thumb do. Someone else definitely does, but yeah, definitely something you can make a Tremor Scorch team, which would be great. But yeah, I think these do really benefit each other. I think the only downside is obviously as well Walpurgis IDs. They are harder to get hold of. So I think we're all going to be in for a pretty fun Walpurgis, especially if you want this Dawn Office crew. I think you're going to have to try and commit and get all of them to have the most benefit, especially for that Sinclair buff. Not that that Sinclair ID is bad, it's actually still quite strong, but it definitely is hugely buffed by having them both. So I think it's worth trying. If you're going to go for one, I'd say it's worth trying to get them both. The Yi Sang ID is obviously, the Ego is a great addition to that ID as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to fit in with that ID too. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below, are you going to be getting these IDs? Are you pulling for Walpurgis? How are you doing on Lunacy and stuff? How are you getting on? Are you guys just grinding out the weekly pass? Because I honestly would not blame you. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Project Moon content on the channel. There is plenty and plenty more up and coming as well. So look forward to that, as well as other playthroughs and stuff too. Don't forget, you can also check out Discord, other socials I have down in the description below too. Leave me those comments. Let me know your thoughts. And I will hopefully catch you guys in another video very, very soon. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.